All right, anything else there, Stephen?
Oh, no, thanks. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Let's cram Tyler in California in. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Jones, Mr. Celente? How are you guys doing?
Fine. Go ahead.
Good. Hey, my question is, I am a reservist. I am an active reservist. I'm using my GI Bill to get my degree in history. And my family is a small business owners, and he's a rental construction equipment business owner. And according to my dad and some other guys in that business field, that the economy started to slow down. Nobody's building anything anymore. People aren't doing like lawn and garden type things. They're not taking care of the yard because they don't have money to.
Yeah, it's dead. They better sell all that equipment now, even though it's already been depreciated because of the recession. We're going into depression. They need to get rid of everything now. Gerald?
Absolutely. We're not telling him we're not telling you what to do, but it's not going to get better. It's only going to get a lot worse. And when you talk about gardens, during World War II they had victory gardens, and we should start thinking in those terms again. Stop ripping up these stupid lawns with grass that you can't eat or smoke, and put something productive down there. Like berry bushes and vegetables.
That's right. 40 years ago, even everybody had a garden in their front yard, but now that the corporate said it wasn't trendy, so you can't do it.
Exactly. So really start thinking in terms of survival. These are survival times. The winter's coming. Prepare for it.
And folks,
again, about going to getting a degree in history. We're recommending to people that if you have a kid going to school and they're not getting a degree in, like, let's say, in medical.
Hold on, give us that advice after the break. Final segment with our guest.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Folks, the offshore corporations, they want a crisis to herd us into their solution that is a new world order. Run for and by the banks. We'll pay a carbon tax into them. It's going to be hellish. You better take very seriously what our guest, who's worked at many different levels in and out of government for major corporations, is one of the best trend projectors out there. He's able to project forward and really predict what's going to happen. Gerald Celente. And we've only got about 6, 7, 8 minutes left with him, so I want to hurry through your calls. But people get mad at me, Gerald, when I get up here and I say, look, don't go into $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 in debt unless you're going to be a doctor or an engineer or a chemist, because those jobs you need a college degree. You're really taught something. But fine arts or history, folks, you can forget it. You're not going to have a job in the foreseeable future with that, and you do a lot better going out and learning how to be an exterminator or learning how to mow lawns. I mean, explain this to people.
Well, you hit it right on the head. I mean, people spending this kind of money for art history, psychology, business administration, economics. I mean, my God, get into the workforce and do like they did in the old days. Find yourself a master and become an apprentice, not the Donald Trump junk, but real business, and learn from the ground up, because people that are going to debt to send their kids into the college industrial complex are just throwing money away. And here's the most important part of it. The college industrial complex is built upon, again, the old model of filling people for the corporate field. That whole corporate paradigm is now dying, and the colleges are still geared up to filling that. So, people sending their kids to a school because it has a great language course. Send the kids to the country where they want to speak the language and let them work and they'll learn it there, or get Rosetta Stone. But don't spend $40,000, or send them to the community college.
Yeah, we're seeing a giant paradigm shift, and take Joe the plumber. That guy's making a couple $100,000 a year. He's a plumber. I know people that own lawn companies, plumber companies that are small, and they're living better than I am. And then I see these yuppies with 2, 3, 4 degrees, and they're working at the local grocery store.
Absolutely. Yeah, where are they going to get a job? You get out of college, you're going to go to work for the sports authority? So the thing about, working the lawns, again, now you go into business and you say, listen, we're going to turn your lawn into a productive piece of real estate. And I'm Italian descent. I mean, we spent our times in the backyards of my grandfather with grape arbors and rabbits and, the whole thing. I mean, it's a beautiful setting rather than these sterile-looking nothing chemically treated lawns that are good for nothing. So that's the kind of innovation. Again, Alex, I can't express it or stress it enough. This is the time for innovation. And the people that think for themselves, and by the way, that's the motto of the Trends Research Institute, think for yourself.
You're going to be ahead, because once everybody rushes in, then you're just going to be able to survive instead of capitalizing on the future and getting out ahead, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this is all about survival, about telling the truth, but studying the globalists, studying trends, studying the real world, it's a way to make a lot of money, isn't it, Gerald?
You're going to make more money now than you will before, because every schmo was in the game before because of all the cheap money. Now the intelligent people, this is a time for people that think for themselves, that are intelligent, that are true to their word, true to themselves. They could make a fortune during these times. These are the best of times for the people of a higher moral character.
You know what's amazing? I read your news articles over the years, but I've not subscribed. I know there's so much more in there, but separately on our own tracks, and it's the same with so many other great minds we interview here. We're all basically thinking the same or similar things, but then integrating and expanding each other's understandings. But I've got to subscribe to your publication, because I know it's got hundreds of things every issue, because I've seen copies of it that I don't think of. And then what will happen is I'll read your information, and then it spurs me to then hybridize it or come up with something new. Same thing with you on the show today. This is what the true College of Research and Understanding is all about. Let's jam in a few final calls and let our amazing guests go, who you will hear from again. Let's go ahead and talk to Casey. Oh, Casey just hung up. Let's talk to Aaron in Hawaii. You're on the air. Then we'll talk to Sheila, and that's it. Go ahead, Aaron.
Aloha. I just wanted to ask about, they want to take over our 401ks, and about a month ago, my husband and I said we want out of the stock market, we want to sell all our stocks, and that was about 6 weeks ago, and they're not giving, I mean, they lost 60% of the value by that time, but they're not paying, they just keep giving us excuses on why we haven't gotten the money for that yet.
Listen,
well, I'll tell you why they're giving you excuses. Because a lot of them don't have the money. And I could tell you a problem that I had.
Okay.
I took all my money out of the bank.
Right.
You should see the song and dance I got.
Okay.
I mean, I had to go through, I mean, I had witnesses. I had to take a witness with me to get my money out of the bank because I was having such a tough time. I didn't want to get arrested. It's like trying
And that's how bad it is now. I don't even have that much money, and I try to take some out to pay payrolls in emergency, and the bastards wouldn't even give me like 10 grand. I had to start
and then they had to sign all these things. What, you know, I mean, it was a real song and dance. So that's why they're not giving you your money. They're trying to stall you, and they're going to tell you, they're going to give you all the reasons why you shouldn't take it out.
While the big money guys pull all their money out. See, they're only waiting while they get all their assets out.
You got it.
Again, he's talking about bank runs by, next February?
Yes, we see them happening by February.
My.
Okay, anything else, Aaron?
Should we keep our money in the bank?
Absolutely not.
Well, you know, I can't tell you what you to do, but I'll tell you what I do. We only keep enough money in the banks for our operating expenses.
That's what I do.
As soon as it hits a certain level, it's out.
Yeah, that's what we do. And, of course, I'm not really in the job to even capitalize. Our job is getting the word out, so we don't have that big of a problem of a bunch of surplus. But we keep in there what we need to operate. But if they have a bank holiday, my office may even shut down, folks. You may hear us on air saying, send us money, because that's the type of situation. I mean, talk about confidence being lost, Gerald. What's going to happen if they do that?
Well, again, you know, they don't do these things that overtly. You know, they always put smoke screens around it. They're going to tell everybody how good it is for them, how we're salvaging the problem, and blaming somebody else. You know, they'll blame, and you know, the majority of the sheep will believe it.
I now believe, Swain, which hither ye have brought from regions where I reign. Ye fools and priests, I spit upon your fire.